Alright, masesisuka lapho-ke we look at energy of the object as it moves. Vele for something to move, we must energy angisho, because we must have energy, because we know the energy is the ability to do work. And in physics, when you talk about work is just movement. So when we are having something that is in motion, there must be energy causing that object to move. So let's just stretch it. Sithi nangu M wako, this is the equilibrium position. So mayilana ke object yakho, spring, we say that it is exerting the maximum force, the biggest force possible. So now what we want to prove is to say that the total energy that this block will have is given by half Ka squared. So now I prove this. We want to prove what the total energy is equals to bani half Ka squared. So this is the total energy yani ye block yakho. It's more like the mechanical energy of the block. So mauzo faka nje the amplitude and the spring constant, you can find the total energy. That's what we want to prove. So Tina, we know total energy, it is made up of two things. We've got kinetic energy and potential energy. The kinetic energy, we know that kinetic energy is equals to half mv squared. But in this case, we're going to use Newton's notation and say half mx dot squared. Because x dot ufana no v. So you can choose whatever position equation that you want to use. Guys, don't think these are different. A cos omega t plus phi, no a sin omega t plus delta is the same equation. It's just that you're using two different functions. So if we use le no sin omega t plus delta, plus minus delta, then if we do the velocity line, if velocity, what is it equal to? Negative. What is it? It's just a angisho, because derivative of sine is just positive cos. This is a cos a omega cos omega t plus delta. So that is the equation for a velocity. If ukhethe ukusebenzisa leno cos for a position, stay consistent with it. It's not wrong, it's still correct. But we chose to use this one. So we can say uthi la kuno velocity corner, we're going to replace with ubani a omega cos omega t plus delta kanjeni squared. And then from here, this is equals to half of m a squared omega squared cos squared omega t plus delta. We just put the square here. These are multiplied terms, so you can just say square, square, square. And then now, remember from one derivation where it said omega squared is equals to bani k over m. So here we can see sino m, sino omega squared as well. So here m times omega squared ulingana no bani no k. So we can replace m omega squared with ubani with k. So we can say that this is equal to half laguno m no omega squared, we're gonna put ubani k. And then this is a squared cos squared omega t plus delta. So this is our expression for the kinetic energy. So a kinetic energy then, we're gonna use a symbol T for period as well. So make sure that you are sure which one you are using. So this one is the kinetic energy. Remember, for our energy, we need kinetic nani and potential energy. In this case, if potential energy, is it due to gravity? No, it cannot be due to gravity, Angesh, because here this is at the same height. So if potential energy yako angeke depend with gravity. Because potential energy yako, it will remain the same as the object is oscillating. So a potential energy lana, it is actually caused by the spring. So leo potential energy is a spring potential energy. So a spring potential energy is just the energy that this spring will give to the object. And the spring learner, the moment you answer this object, le spring iyona ezonika ini ezonika energy. So that potential energy sibiza ngani nge-spring potential energy. And to find a spring potential energy, I'm sure we know that the spring potential energy is equals to half of kx squared, but we need to prove it. First of all, energy is work, Anish. So the smaller amount of work is equals to bani, is equals to force times displacement, Anish. So let's just say smaller force, okay, times small displacement cos of an angle. Actually, the definition of work, it says force times displacement times angle. So mangifaka this small letter d's, I'm just saying we are considering a small piece. So let's just say, for example, as the object is moving between two smaller sections, we use dx law. So it's more like you are considering a small part of the motion. So Lana, a small amount of work is equals to a small amount of force times the displacement cos of bani, cos of theta. Yeah. So most of the times you won't see this this small letter d, but it still makes the same sense. So now here, our work, our smaller amount of work, theta, the angle between force and displacement, is ubani. Angle between force and displacement. 180 degrees, Anish. Remember, we've said that they are going opposite to one another. Remember, when you pull the object to the right, the spring will try to bring the object back to where it was by applying a force in the opposite direction. So if we make a summation of these vectors, there is an angle of bani 180 degrees. So cos there is cos of 180. So this will be negative f dx. And then now we know that our force that depends on position, we can find it by using ubani negative kx. So dw is equals to negative kx will just give us positive kx dx. So lo negative lona uzonyamalala nobani nalo negative kx. Because remember that our f is equals to negative kx. So this negative times that negative, when you substitute, will give you positive kx dx. And remember, this is just the amount of work done, no matter the amount of energy transferred by the spring for a smaller portion, as imass yakho is moving from indawo encane to enye indawo encane. So to find the amount of work done for the entire part, you have to integrate. You must integrate both sides as you move from the equilibrium position to a certain position that you want, to a position X that you want. So when you integrate this side, we're going to give a total work yakona. So we're going to use symbol U. So this is the spring potential energy. It is equal to, so when you integrate here, K is a constant, you can take it out. Integrate X, this will be X squared over 2. The bounds from 0 to X. But by default, Lana is when you substitute the upper bound and the lower bound. So OU is equals to K half K X squared. So this is the expression for finding the potential energy. The spring potential energy. Half K X squared. Okay, now that we have got the expression for the spring potential energy, we can now sum them up because the kinetic energy, the spring potential energy. Just to substitute OU here will be equals to half of K. OX squared, so remember we have chosen to use OX on the side. So we're gonna substitute the one that has got sign, the equation that has got sign in this. So here we're gonna put ubani, we're gonna put OA sine omega t plus delta squared. And then that will give us a U is equals to half of K A squared sine squared omega t plus delta. So now equation for a potential energy. So the total energy is when we just add any kinetic and potential energy because total energy is the total energy is the kinetic energy plus the potential energy. So the kinetic energy, masakhumbula beyithi konje expression half k a squared cos squared omega t plus delta. Then this one is equal lana, it's half k a squared again sin squared omega t plus delta. Fine. Yeah. So these are our energies, and we can factor out some terms because we've got common terms in it. So no half no k half k a squared. So we can factor out all of it. Half k a squared. So keeping upon part to cos squared omega t plus delta plus sin squared omega t plus delta. And then from here we can see this is equals to 1. Cos squared plus sin squared of the same angle. No one. So I thought this is equals to half ka squared. So we have proven the total energy that this object is going to receive from the spring is given by half ka squared. Half ka squared. This is the total energy. So you can find the total energy bound in amplitude and then in a spring constant as well. Yeah, that is the mathematics thing. And then we can now move to finding the period, frequency, and then when I'm a constant of motion. Let's now look at the concept of a period. A period, remember, we define it as the what? The time taken for one oscillation. So it's taken for one oscillation to complete. So if this is a diagram here too. If this is a color line to measure our motion, the moment you release the block, it will go there and it will come back. So the time taken for the object to go and come back, the source cutting, the source object so it's a period. It's not just any time. So the period is the time taken for the object to go and come back. That is to complete one oscillation. So, interesting issue is to say that the position at t plus t, okay, in period we use a capital letter T, is the same as the position at t. So as a slow name then, if position at t plus t is equal to the position at t. We should tell you. If we look at here, let's just say the period for this block is 2 seconds. Should after 2 seconds, that block is obigu. Is obila. Remember, 2 seconds over a period is the time taken for it block to hand. So it means after 2 seconds, it will be back to where it was. That's what we mean when we say that the position at t plus a period is the same thing as the position at t. It's because every time you add a period, the object will come back to where it was. It's more like it's a cycle, something that's happening repeatedly. So if I say at time t, that's where I started. After the time t plus t, the object here is over because it would have completed one period. Yeah. So that's what we mean when we say t. The position at t is the same thing as the position at t plus any plus the period. Because after adding a period, a order, no matter period out 3, no matter 10, it will still come back to the what? To the same position. And if we want to substitute to that equation, we can use lane or delta, normal lane, no man, but it still makes no difference. Remember, we've got a sine omega t plus delta. Plus, but in this case, this is omega t plus t. Omega t plus t, because it's cut set, we've added the period to it. Plus delta is equals to a sine omega t plus delta. So then, remember, equation and position is a sine omega t plus delta. In this case, it's omega t plus t because here we've added one period. So a sine omega t plus delta, we do the same thing on the other side. Now, when it comes to our angles, one of the angles it must be 0, one of the angles it must be 2 pi. Okay, if we look at it from the thing, from the graph, if we look at the sine graph, at 0, it's exactly 0, at position 0, and at position after one period. Actually, one period is after 360 degrees on a sine graph. So at that it means we've completed one oscillation if we use a graph. Do you see what at 0 degrees and at 360 degrees we've got the same position? So in a sine graph at 0 degrees and at 360 degrees, because now we're looking at the context of a sine graph. So we're going to use our angles. So here at 0 degrees and at 2 pi radians, we have got the same position. So one of the positions must be 0, one of the positions must be 2 pi radians. So any value 0, any value 2 pi radians. So which one will be which? This one will be 0. This one t plus t. For whatever reason that will be. I don't know, but there is a reason for that. But one of them has to be 0, one of them has to be 2 pi. But there is a reason somewhat which I don't know. Oh, you're like maybe 3/6. Does it make sense in the ratio for a sine graph? Makes real sense. Hey, but we're gonna see. Let's just complete and see. What you don't wanna get a negative answer because I thought you want to high. I'm finding again. We'll try to reason with that. How did they make that to be possible? Okay, fine. Nonetheless, sine no sine, a no a, you can just cancel them off and just consider the things that are inside the brackets, which are the angles. So in this case, if you consider the angles, we've got omega t plus t. Okay, let's just attempt substituting ubani 2 pi. But it's gonna be a negative odds. Let's just take the 0 one and we'll try to find an explanation. Omega t plus 2 pi. So one of them is to be 0, one of them is to be 2 pi. We'll try to see with the mathematicians how does this thing work. But yeah, that's how it is. And then from here, you can see what here we've got omega t plus 0 is equals to omega t plus 2 pi. And now we expand a little. This will be equals to omega t plus omega capital letter T must be equals to omega t plus 2 pi. From here, these and these are the same. We can just cancel over here. So omega t is equals to 2 pi. And then dividing both sides by omega. Our period is actually equals to 2 pi over omega. And furthermore, we note now that omega is equals to by one. Since this is equals to k over m, then omega will be equals to the square root of k over m. And then from here, we can substitute that into the equation for period. When we substitute that for period will be 2 pi into the square root of m over k. Obviously, also for omega land. u-m uzoya phezulu here abe ngezansi, and something like this. So this is the equation that describes the period of an object that is attached to a spring. Every object are attached to a spring, and it's in an isolated system. There are no external forces acting on this object. So 2 pi square root of m over k. So the interpretation the period depends only on the mass and the spring constant. So it's cut, the time taken for one oscillation depends on the mass of the object and the what and the spring constant. So a spring constant just describes how rigid your spring is within. A spring circle if singekho stiff, okay, if it's smooth, the spring side, so the period will be shorter. It will take smaller time for the object to go and come back because the spring circle is stretching. But if the spring is stiff, it's not easy to stretch. It requires more force. It will take a lot of time for the block to go and come back. So period is inversely proportional to this. Period is directly proportional to the mass. Yeah. So it depends on the mass and the spring constant. And if the frequency is equal to 1 over the period. So frequency here will be 1 over 2 pi square root of m over k. And then from here this is equal to 1 over 2 pi square root of k over m. So this is how we find your frequency. Yeah. So basically here omega squared what is it? We can only give it a name when we are here at this stage. To say what here we've agreed on saying what omega t is equals to 2 pi over this. So I told you t is equals to 2 pi over omega. So if we make omega the subject of the formula here, omega is actually equal to 2 pi over t. And we recognize this from irrotational motion. Or in rotational motion, 2 pi over t, it is known as the angular speed in rotational motion. But here, since this is not rotational motion, it is something that is moving in simple harmonic motion. This is an angular frequency. So omega way to the angular frequency. Angular frequency. We only define it as angular frequency versus line. Otherwise, when it's still something like this, we're just saying it's a constant. But after doing more derivations, we realized that it has got a similar pattern as the one of rotational motion. To say with you've got one revolution in one period. So that is actually angular frequency. So that's how we get to those equations. I don't think I've missed any one of the equations there. No equation has been missed. Let's just look. Since this spring block, you this is pendulum later on. So let's just look at the constants at the constants of motion at initial conditions. So during our initial conditions, which constants of motion can we take or might we take into consideration? So in most cases, we're gonna be using this equation to describe the position, length or sign most of the times. But remember, it still makes no difference. So this is the equation for position A sine omega t plus delta. So now, what do we have as constant during the initial conditions? Our initial conditions, it is when the object is still at equilibrium. So the object is still at equilibrium. So if we find the velocity here, the velocity at time t is given by A omega cos omega t plus delta. So at the initial conditions, what is the speed? How do we see it? So for the initial condition, we're going to take our time to be equal to be 0. So at the initial conditions, if phase angle yakho no 0 as well, because you haven't shifted your graph, the motion ayikaqali at all. So the phase angle must be equal to 0 during the initial conditions here. Only during the initial conditions. And the time as well is also equals to 0 during the initial condition. So let's try to see what is the velocity during the initial condition. So say V naught. So it means we're gonna say this is A times omega cos of omega times 0 plus 0. Very anything apart is just gonna give you 0. So cos of 0 is what? Is 1, is it? Oh yeah. So V naught will give us A times omega. The cos will just disappear. So they will just put U naught lana to show that these are initial conditions, but it's still the same formula. So V naught equal to A omega naught. And from here we can just say UA, the amplitude, it is the ratio of the V naught over omega naught. Yeah. So in amplitude you can find it by dividing any velocity at initial condition, dividing by the angular frequency. Remember, angular frequency, it is constant now. Remember, we define the angular frequency to be omega is equals to the square root of k over m. K is a constant, m is a constant. I mean, k doesn't change during the motion. The same spring that actually you're using the same spring, so its spring constant won't be different. If you're using the same block, the mass also won't be different. So the angular frequency will also remain constant in most cases. So A is equals to V naught over omega naught. So we can just rewrite our equation for position. The equation for position is equals to V naught over omega naught, because we know A law, sine of omega t plus delta.